Good evening, folks. Welcome to Adafruit Show and Tell. Tonight we have two hosts. My name's Liz, and this is my co-host Melissa. And we're going to start off by chatting with our friend Magenta from Hackaday.
Hey, hi, thanks so much for having me on tonight.
Thanks for coming.
So I'm excited to share with you all more about Hackaday's Super Conference, which is back for 2022 after 2 years sort of off and remote. We're very excited to be back with the community and bring everyone to Pasadena, which is where I'm at right now at Design Lab. We'll be taking over Design Lab and the music school next door as in previous years to do an epic 3-day conference of talks and badge hacking and our hacking village, which I think is really what everyone comes for. Comes for the village, stays for the talks, or comes for the talks and stays for the hacking. I don't know. But we'll also have workshops and all kinds of exhibits and awesome things, different ways for people to interact and engage. So right now we're actually in the call for proposal stage, which is really what I'm here to push for. So I think there'll be a link in the show notes or in the chat somewhere. But if you go to hackaday.com, of course, you can also find the article that announced the call for proposals. That'll be closing August 18th. So please get your ideas in. Like I mentioned, we're accepting talks, workshops. We have 2 tracks where people can submit 20-minute talks or 45-minute talks, depending on, their material. Some past talks we've had are with some amazing, I'm sure familiar names people will recognize. Sophie Wong talked about digital fabrication tools for wearables. We had Jayy Moss and Alex Glow in the past talking about making friends with companion bots. Mitch Altman from TBB Gone has told us all about how design and tech can help serve humanity. Nick Poole was talking about circuit sculptures and different ways to make 3D structures from PCBs and plenty more. We're also going to have an epic badge by our very own Voya Antonik. So keep an eye out for teasers around that. We're not really giving too much away yet, but hopefully people are excited to learn more. And we have a brief video to kind of show what it was like in 2018, so people get an idea, so we can play that whenever you're ready. But I'm also happy to answer any questions as well.
All right, let's play that video. Very cool. That's definitely making me nostalgic for events. So I just dropped the link in Discord and to our other live locations if folks want to check it out. And you said the deadline for proposals was the 18th?
Yes, so the call for proposals will wrap up the 18th. Tickets will be going live any day now, like sometime early next week. So we'll have an early bird period so people can take advantage of a discounted price if they get in there the first week or two. And then full price tickets, general admission, will be opening up soon after that. We'll also have, I guess something important to mention is that we provide travel stipends for speakers that are needing to travel to Pasadena. So that's a great resource. And I feel like they're pretty generous.
Yeah, that's awesome. Not everyone does that.
Yeah, people can, obviously speakers will also get free attendance to the conference. And so those are some great incentives. And something I was reminded by with the video is that we do the Hackaday Prize award ceremony Saturday night as well. And so that's also a big celebration that's always fun to be a part of in person, just the excitement around giving those big, the $50,000 grand prize award in person and highlighting all the awesome open source innovations that were submitted for the prize this year. And in case people don't know, the prize is still open and wrapping up. We're in the middle of Challenge 4, and then Challenge 5 will be the wildcard challenge where anything goes. So if you still have a project you're wanting to get into the prize, time is not up yet. That'll be wrapping up in late September, early October. And so please check out hackaday.com and hackaday.io for all those details. I think I've covered everything. Also, I don't know if we mentioned it's November 4th, 5th, and 6th. Most importantly, those are the dates that are secured. So we hope to see everyone there.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, I went to the last two in person Hackaday SuperCons and had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so
I think
encourage people to go.
one of my favorite quotes was someone. I remember overhearing someone saying like, "Oh, it's like walking around here is just seeing like, oh, this like person I admire on Twitter. Oh, this person I admire on Twitter. This person I admire on Twitter." And I finally get to see them all in person. So I'm hoping that everyone is ready for an epic reunion. Finally getting to hang and work on projects together in person.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on and telling everyone. I hope folks sign up to do talks, and we'll all have a great time together.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you. So next up, we're going to go to our friend Jay from DigiKey.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. I wanted to show off this thing I've been working on for the last 2 days. I'm working on a new robot, of course, but I got really inspired by watching Lightyear on Disney. I'm making a very much story piece. So I wanted to make a story piece that can fit inside my robot. So this is my story piece. I made my own crystallic fusion container that I'm hoping I can stick in the middle of the robot, that I can actually open up the robot and you'll be able to see it.
Sweet.
Yeah, I use it's pretty much 3D printed, and also like the container is actually an old school container, art container from school.
Oh.
And even the crystal inside, I use a glow in the dark filament. So like, kind of see it, but my light's kind of bright, but it like glows in the dark as well.
Yeah, it seems low, so that looks cool.
Nice. But yeah, I'm hoping to get everything together for, of course, the Silicon event, which, of course, I will be there. And hopefully I'll see some other people that will also be there. It seems like to be a big event this time.
Yeah, last week we had Adam Savage on talking about it. I know Sophie's going to be there. You'll be there. So it's going to be a really good time for everybody.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
Nice. Awesome. Well, can't wait to see where that tube evolves into.
Oh, trust me, it's going to be good.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for coming by, Jay. And next up, we're going to hear from folks, our friends at Adafruit. Let's start off with John Park.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Hey.
Thanks. I've been working on a build that I want to show, so I'm going to add my little camera view here. So this is a project I've been working on with our community member, Jan Goolsby, also known as Cedar Grove Maker. And Jan had done some work on load cells, reading them with the NAU 7802 chip. And he built a feather wing that has a dual DAC on it. And then Adafruit now sells a little STEMMA QT breakout, which I actually have on the back here, you can see. And so that has the load cell plugged into it. And then I've sort of strapped it all to a clue here. And this is running Jan's code. So Jan is working on a guide, and he asked if I could help him with some coffee consulting and some build photos. So that's the point of this. That's what this is. This is actually part of my espresso machine. I have a big old style Italian espresso machine, steam boiler kind. And it has this big drip tray. And this is where you put down your cup when you're pulling a shot. And so what I wanted to do is be able to attach the load cell in a way that it's tied down at one end, floating at the other. And then I have this little piece of aluminum underneath it that I can set a little Adafruit coaster on or something like that. And then I'll put the cup on there, hit the tear button, which reduces that weight, subtracts the weight of that cup, and then pull a shot. So if I'm doing like a double basket shot with about 18 or so grams of beans in it, I should get about a 27 gram pull of espressos. This is when you're trying to really min-max your espresso and get within certain volumes and doing it in certain times, and it's how you know to adjust your grind. So it's a whole little sort of nutty world of espresso that I'm involved with, and for the first time I can instrument it. So I've been doing a lot of this stuff by feel for a couple decades now, but now I'm going to have a ridiculously over-engineered solution for weighing my espresso as I pull it. So that's the project.
That's very useful.
We've got a guide coming, and you can also adapt it, of course. It doesn't just have to be for this. It's going to be a kind of a nice little all-purpose scale that you can use to weigh whatever you want. These are really accurate. This one actually, due to an error in my previous build, I pulled off a bit of the load cell wiring, and so I had to grab a different one that I had. This is a 10 kilogram one, and it's a little noisier. You'll see the weight fluctuating a bit, but it's actually still quite accurate enough to do this. So if you use the 1 kilogram one we get, it's less noisy. So I'll be showing some of this stuff off and other things tomorrow on the workshop show. So come on by. It'll be 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern time on Thursday.
Awesome. Can't wait to see that. And I can confirm Seagrove's library for that chip is really awesome. I used it.
Oh, yeah. Use that for your pet feeder. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Good. Well, I've been waiting to have this now cold shot of espresso that I made right before the show. I was like,
perfect.
Cold but delicious.
Excellent.
Thanks
for coming on, John.
Well, thank you.
So next we're going to go to Noe and Pedro, see what they've been prototyping.
Hey, I don't know what it is about when the coffee gets cold. I just can't drink it, but when I order it cold, it's so delicious. I don't know. Something now I need some coffee.
It's a hot day.
Jeez.
Fair.
Cool. Yeah, so go ahead. Yes. So this is this week's project. It's sort of a fun twist on a old kind of thing. So this was inspired by the ship engine telegraphs. And Lamar kind of pitched this to us and said, come up with something. So we are using an analog feedback servo and the QT Py ESP32S2 in the back there. And the cool thing with the analog feedback servos is it can keep track of positioning. So we have a little piece of copper tape that is being used as a touch input. And these little nojis kind of let the other build know kind of what you want to do. So speaking of coffee, let's go ahead and move this handle over to the coffee.
Because I didn't need any more.
Oh, no, I had a misreading. So this one is supposed to stay on the coffee, and that one's supposed to go to the coffee. If I give it a second, I think it'll like fix itself.
Yeah.
If not, we could always try this one here.
Okay.
Once we want it.
Of course.
Yeah. So this is there we go.
There it goes.
It wants us to go on a walk, which is what we kind of need to do with the dog.
The dog's sitting here like, come on, let's go.
But hey, it's all done in CircuitPython, and it uses Adafruit IO as the broker, so it sends and receives over 2 different feeds. And the 3-pin case can be adjusted if you want to make a bigger version of it or whatnot. But these are really cool. These feedback servos, I really haven't used them in a project, and it's kind of a neat way to kind of keep track of positioning. Let's see if I can get it to go to.
Yeah, it's my first time using them too, and they're really. It's cool how they like know where they are, which sounds silly, but
we're going to Blockbuster.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, and there's if folks want to learn more about the analog feedback servos, we have a dedicated guide on it, so you can check that out on the Learn site. But yeah, it was published today, so folks can check it out and try it out for themselves.
Yeah, and kudos to you, Liz, for writing the awesome code.
Yes.
Cool. It was a collaborative, and we also did the sticker paper, which I hadn't really used before either for the logo.
Yeah, it's a good kind of option instead of having to do the vinyl transfer, because I've tried the vinyl stuff. That works good for 3D prints, but hey, just print it on in an inkjet printer. You get nice graphics and colors. So cool.
Once we got the printer working, we were good to go.
Oh, right.
What is it with printers?
Right?
It doesn't matter if it's 2D or 3D. It doesn't want to work.
Well, thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks.
Check it out.
So next up, we're going to go to Phil B.
Hey there. This is not a new project. This is something that was a collaboration with the Ruiz brothers a couple months ago, I think. But I finally put together my own personal one of these Raspberry Pi LED matrix cubes.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful in person. You know, I have my big ugly prototype over here, which is like, you know, the prototype is always huge and junky.
Yeah.
But they designed these fittings for everything, and it just goes together so cleanly. But also, when I was putting this together, I learned some things about power and underclocking the Pi, and little tweaks you can do to get the battery performance working a lot better. So we have a rolling shutter thing going, so you're seeing some
right. Yeah.
In person, it's of course perfectly steady.
Yes.
So I'm going to update the guide pretty soon, I think, with some tips I've learned. So if people make one of these, you can keep it running for hours, and it doesn't get outrageously hot. It gets warm inside, definitely, but the
like
default settings you can,
pie.
yeah, you like burn something down if you're not careful.
And so then did you design that acrylic cube that it's in?
I did. I that was just a slapdash thing, nothing too careful. But I'll put the files again when I add this page to the guide. If someone wants to laser cut a case for it. The reason I did that is because later this month, I wanted to take this to Silicon just to share around with people.
Yeah.
And these matrices are pretty delicate, especially along the edge. You can just shear those pixels right off. And so it's like, hey, if I put this in a box, then if people want to pick it up and turn it over, because it's totally interactive, don't have to worry about the pixels getting sheared off. Awesome. So that's the plan.
Also, I feel like it adds this extra layer of like extra dimensional coolness to it too.
Yeah, it's shiny that way,
definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you thought about doing one of those boxes out of like the LED acrylic?
I thought about it, but what I did in here, there's a couple millimeters of clearance so that I can slide the cube in. And I don't know if that would work as well with the LED acrylic, because, you know, just a slight difference, it kind of becomes blurry. I'll try it at some point, but had deadlines, so I just did it in clear for now.
Oh, yeah. Looks good.
Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Phil B. Can't wait to see those updates on the guide, and folks at Silicon will have the chance to maybe see that in person.
I hope so, yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay, next we're going to hear from folks from the community. We're going to start off with Micha. Hey, Micha.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hi. So, what? How's it going?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
Good.
sorry. So I've been working on something that I think is pretty cool. I haven't shared in a while, but I've been working on something pretty cool that I think has the potential to help people that with the need to fidget, kind of like me, because I need fidgets. So I'm calling this the E-Fidget. It's basically a fidget spinner that will use a circle of vibration motors mounted on the back to make it feel like it's spinning without actually moving.
Okay.
So I'm about halfway done with the PCB design.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's ready to share, so I decided I'd share.
Very cool.
So I'm designing it in KiCad because it's free, and I know Eagle has a free version, but it's got limitations, so sticking with KiCad because it's what I know. So I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Let's see here. Sorry.
No, all good. There we go.
So, wait, that's not what I was going to share first. Wait, 1 second. Sorry.
No worries.
I don't know where my schematic went. I was going to share that. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Do you want us to come back to you?
No, I just pulled it up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let me just share. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
All right, and now I can go here. So this is a schematic.
Very cool.
So I wish I could say I designed this all from scratch, and it's so beautiful because I designed it, but I just copied most of it from the RP2040 documentation.
More than fair.
RP2040 is the heart of this project. So
Okay.
basically, I just made this little line to show that everything on this side I designed.
Mhm.
Not much, but and then everything here I copied. So basically, these are the motor drivers. This is the control piece. Like it's one of the rotary encoders from Adafruit that has like the button in the center and then the little
Okay.
4 buttons on the outside and mounting holes. Yeah, you get the idea. Sorry. So this is a 3D render, which I've spent a little too much time on, to be honest. But so as you can see, it's nowhere near done. There's parts all over the place. But I think it could be really cool. So this is the encoder I was talking about. It's that one.
I love that one.
Barrel jack for power supply. Yeah, I've never used it, but I think it's pretty cool. USB port for programming, RP2040. And then here, this is an approximation of where the vibration motors will go. They're just little disc vibration motors. And they'll connect to here. And there's going to be 8 of them, and I think that's it. It's just a cool fidget that I'm designing because I think it could help people who need fidgets, who are tired of out-of-date fidget spinners that are no longer trendy. So
what does having the 8 vibration motors on there in that pattern do?
So essentially, you can just turn them on and off in sequence very quickly, and just feel like it's spinning. That's the thought, at least.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I am also a fidgeter, so I would be very interested in this design because basically whatever's on my desk, actually, I've just pulled it myself there with a pen. I just grab and play with while I'm in meetings or just sitting around. So very interesting.
So this is just something you can slip in your pocket. It'll be powered with a 9-volt. I think it'll be pretty quiet, and that's about it. I'm maybe halfway done.
Awesome. Well, I hope
also, it'll be 100% open source. So
yes, that's what I like to see.
Cool.
I hope you come back and show your progress as you continue to work on it.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks. Micah. So next we're going to go to Mark. Hey, Mark.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going great. How about you two?
Good.
So not that exciting, but what is going on here is there's a KB2040 hooked up to a temperature sensor over I2C. Nothing that exciting at this point. But on the other side now is an itsy bitsy M4, and there's still a couple wires going between it. So there's been a lot of community requests for the I2C peripheral mode on the Raspberry Pi 2040. So I've now got that working. And if I manage to share my desktop, if you can see that, it's now transmitting the temperature on request from the M4 is asking, the RP2040 is responding with the current temperature. You can't see, but I'm holding my finger over the temperature gauge right now, and it's being sent across.
Wow.
So I just got it working last night, and then there was a pull request with a lot of changes. It's no longer an I2C peripheral, it's an I2C target. So that's gonna require some merging work. But yeah, after a few days of reading data sheets, I was really glad to finally see data flowing.
That's awesome. Great work, Mark.
Yeah, thanks. So hopefully by this weekend, I'll have something. There's a couple others, users on GitHub. I have to thank Ken and I'm redacted. I'm not sure what his actual name is. Both started this and got a lot of the sort of framework up and running, and allowed me to come in and just sort of help look at some of the details when they got stuck later on.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for continuing their work, and you always do such a great job of bringing things by. They're really cool and contributing to CircuitPython. So thank you.
Thanks a lot. No googly eyes today.
Thank you.
Sorry.
A good one. Last but not least, we have Milad. I hope I'm saying your name right.
Hello. Let me show my face actually. Sorry, it's my first time here. I'm show and tell, so bear with me if I'm trying to technical issues. So my project is the attempt to make computer access more accessible and affordable for those folks with physical disability. So in case you don't know, that was very brief overview. So for those people that are not able to use a touch screen or computer mouse on their computer devices, there are alternative methods using devices called switch interfaces to allow them to be able to use computers or smartphones or other devices. But these devices are usually very expensive. And then, so in that period, I've been trying to make affordable open source version of these devices. But these devices basically require PCB assembly and soldering. So I took it one step, and then I made basically a module, like those modules that Adafruit and Espresso they make, which are STEMMA and Ruiz modules that use I2C. So basically, with these modules, you don't need to solder
that's
anything.
great.
You can just plug and play, and we basically can make the same devices that cost hundreds of dollars, but basically under $40 or $50.
Nice.
And then you can make whatever you want to do. I have a short demo if we have time I can show. Basically.
Yeah, if you can keep it to about 1 minute, just because we are running up on Ask an Engineer. Or if you would rather come back and do a longer demo next week, we could also do that. But
I just do a very short one.
Yeah, totally. I'd love to see it.
Let me share my screen. Sorry. Okay. I just have a video. I just want a video so you can. Do you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
So this is one example. I'll just show you how fast is it to set it up.
Yeah.
So this is obviously is on a faster speed, but basically you connect the input module. There are two modules, one for input and one output, in case you want to connect it to other devices.
Very cool.
Nice. And this is one use case.
Oh, great.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
So basically you scan the entire screen and then click on the area that you want instead of using the touch screen.
That's awesome.
And then you scan the screen. And then you select the app you want with the other switch. And then you open up. And then the final example. So for those folks that are OTs or that want to just know how the user performs, they can make the device to record the number of attempts. So here there's a SPICE adaptive controller. So you can play and then at the same time you can basically do a lot of the user performance. So yeah, that's
cool.
it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And definitely so helpful for folks. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As you continue to work on them, I hope you continue to come back and show us what you've been working on.
Yeah, I will try to come back. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good night. Well, that was a great
Okay.
way to end our show and tell. Thank you, everyone, for coming by. Ask an Engineer is going to be starting right now. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.